Hi, so glad you're back. Today I'm going to show you an appetizer from Spain, one of my tapas. So today's tapa is a very popular dish that you might see from bars to restaurants throughout Spain. I am actually half Spanish and I've enjoyed this appetizer quite a bit when I've been visiting in Spain over the years. This one is a chorizo with roasted potatoes appetizer. You mix the potatoes and chorizo together, and then you have a dipping sauce on the side, which we call romesco. Romesco is mainly made with roasted red peppers, and then you mix it with some other ingredients as well, garlic, mayonnaise, different things. So our first step is we're going to basically roast this red pepper. We're going to cut it into quarters, and then I'm going to broil it in the oven just with the skin sides up, so that they get a nice char on them, and then we'll use that as the base for our sauce. You're basically going to core all of your roasted red peppers. So you're going to take the seeds out, you're going to take the stem out, and just keep the main part of the skin. And do this with both of them. And then I'm going to cut it into quarters, so 4 main big pieces like this is fine. And I'm just going to pop it under the broiler for maybe like 7 to 8 minutes, just until the skins start to blister a little bit. So we will be back in just a few minutes. So our peppers are out of the oven. I have gone and taken them and put them into a plastic bag and sealed it. That way they can kind of steam. And I'm leaving it in here just to cool for just a little bit. And it's almost quite there that I can start chopping them up. I'm gonna start the romesco sauce. And I'm using a food processor. You can use food processor or blender, whatever you've got is fine. The first 2 ingredients that I put in is about 1/3 cup of almonds, and I'll put the recipe in the link below as I usually do. I'm going to process them in there with a clove of garlic. Now keep in mind, if you have any guests with nut allergies, just leave the almonds out. But if you're fine with no allergies, for people coming to your house, go ahead and throw them in. So I'm going to put these in here, and then I'm going to just smash a clove of garlic here and add that in. And then I usually pulse it in the food processor just until it's like finely ground. You don't want it to become paste, so just do it slowly and watch it. Okay, put that in. So I'm going to do it on the pulse. Okay, that should be good. So it's just very finely chopped up in there. So now the next step, I'm going to get my peppers out of this bag, and I'm going to just chop them up. Coarse chop is fine because we're going to put it in the food processor as well. So take those out. And as you can see here, they have this nice, beautiful charred bit on the skin. That really gives a lot of flavor. So I'm just going to add these in. I'm also going to add about a cup of mayo and a tablespoon of either sherry vinegar or red wine vinegar. Whatever you got is fine from those 2. And then a bit of salt. And then we will blitz it all together, and that is our romesco sauce. And then you want to just cover it up with plastic wrap and leave it in the fridge for maybe 2 hours or so. So you do want to let it kind of sit and marinate for a little bit. So we're adding the roasted red peppers in. Okay. Now I'm going to add my mayo. This is a very delicious sauce to dip your potatoes and sausage in. And the red wine vinegar. And just a bit of salt. maybe a teaspoon worth. You just want to just kind of taste it. If you want a little bit more salt, you can go ahead and add that. So I'm going to blend this up. And it will turn a nice pink color on you. Okay, perfect. I'm going to add just a minute. Okay, perfect. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put it into a nice bowl, and then we will pop it in the fridge for a little while. So I'm back. The romesco sauce that we just made has been in the fridge for about an hour or so. You honestly could make this sauce up to maybe 2 to 3 days ahead. So if you want to just get that out of the way and make it in advance, go for it. But it's been in the fridge for me now about an hour, and you want to have it for maybe total 2 hours. So I'm going to get started on my potatoes. I usually like to get these baby potatoes, which are great. They're a nice little, cute little size, bite size. And this one actually happens to be a bag of a blend of potatoes, a whole bunch of different kinds. So this is what I like to usually do. I'm going to put these out on a baking sheet, and then I'm going to set the oven for 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and maybe roast them for about 35-40 minutes until they're nice and soft. Before we put them in there, though, we're going to drizzle them with olive oil and a sprinkle of salt as well. Okay, perfect. Usually you want maybe about between 20 and 24 potatoes are a good amount here. So as you can see, it's a nice variety of color, different kinds. And I'm just going to sprinkle them with salt and a little bit of olive oil drizzle. Okay. So in the oven we go. So we have about 10 minutes left or so on the potatoes, so I'm going to get going on my chorizo. You can either cook them in a broiler, or you can actually cook them on a grill as well. I happen to have a little grill pan that I can use indoors, so I'm going to use that today. But you want to look for the Spanish sausage. It's a little bit different than Mexican sausage. It's a little bit of a drier meat. It's a drier sausage. So I usually like this brand, but if you have other brands that you like better, by all means use it. And then I use about a pound of the chorizo sausage. So I'm going to get going and grill those in a grill pan for about maybe 7 to 10 minutes until they get a little bit crispy. And then we'll just slice them up and put it all together. So our sausages are done. I have gone and sliced them up. I've sliced them on a diagonal. It looks pretty that way. And I've started to arrange them on my platter. You can arrange your potatoes and sausages pretty much all mixed up, or you can just group them if you want, whatever way that you feel, to make your plate look pretty. And then I have my romesco sauce that we made earlier in the middle. And now I'm just starting to cut up my potatoes. I'm just basically making one nice slice across lengthwise. So basically you'll have 2 long ones that look like that. And then I'm just going to go through and finish all my potatoes and arrange them on the platter as well, and then we'll be ready to eat. So we finished up slicing up all of our potatoes, and we have a nice beautiful platter here. So we have the nice roasted potatoes, we have the grilled chorizo, and the romesco sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and dig in a little bit. Might try myself a piece of the chorizo. You just dip it in the sauce. Reminds me of Spain. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. I have more appetizers coming your way. And drop me a comment below. If you have an appetizer in mind that I haven't made yet, let me know and I'll get it done for you. See you later. I hope you enjoyed our trip to Spain today.